Call the City Council meeting of West Liberty, Iowa to order. And so the first is a roll call, and we're joined tonight by Councilmember Parizek, Councilmember Dominguez, Mayor Pro Tem McFerren, Councilmember Shiltz, and Councilmember Martinez. First item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and we will move to item number 3A, which is the City Council minutes from March 3rd, 2026. And so is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second? Second. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and we will move to item number 4, which is a public hearing. First is to open the public hearing on plans, specifications, form of contract, and estimate of cost for the proposed wastewater treatment facilities project baseline improvement phase 1 in the city of West Liberty. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there, oh, excuse me, yes, open the committee or the public hearing. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Hearing, oh, go ahead.
I was just wondering, I was looking through it and I couldn't see a specific estimate of, like, what page is that on?
Once we get the hearing open, then we can go through, Jason's here and we can, with B and K, we can go through.
Oh, we're just doing the opening. Okay.
Yep, sorry. Nope, you're fine.
Is there further discussion? Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Martinez,
Yes.
McFerren,
Yes.
Dominguez,
Yes.
Parizek,
Yes.
Schultz.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Okay, now we're in the public hearing, and so Councilmember Dominguez, if you have questions.
Yeah, it said there was an estimate, but I was wondering where that estimate was. The specific number for phase 1. And I couldn't find it offhand, and it could be very much that I'm just not seeing it.
I could let you know. I have it right here.
Okay, okay.
So for the base bid, it's like 3.8 million. There's a contingency in there for 188,000 just for if any unknown things that come up during construction. But there is an alternate bid for a digester mixing and an alternate 2 for a screw press replacement. And this digester mixings kind of has an estimate of 300,000, and then the screw press replacement is about 700. So altogether, it could be 500. But what we're hoping is we get good bids, and then we're able to get under from the estimate, maybe approve alternate 1 or alternate 2. So
Is that the 3.4 whatever for the entire project, or just phase 1?
3.8 for the phases.
3.8. And how many phases are there?
Just 2 is
Just
what
2.
we.
Okay. So if we approve this, we're only approving phase 1.
Yeah.
We're not obligated to.
For phases.
Okay.
No.
Got it. Thank you.
And as like Leo said last time, most of this is like maintenance, repairing stuff that's either outdated or like also there's like MCC electrical controls and stuff that are outdated that need to be replaced.
Okay, thank you.
Are there public comments? Are there public comments? Are there public comments? And I'm not aware of any correspondence. So we are now to the place where we could close the public hearing on plan specifications, form of contract, and estimate of cost for the proposed wastewater treatment facilities project baseline improvement phase 1. Is there a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion close public hearing?
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Schultz,
Yes.
Parizek,
Yes.
McFerren,
Yes.
Dominguez.
Yes.
Martinez,
Yes.
motion passes 5-0.
We're now ready for resolution. It's item 4A, resolution 2026-0317-322. A resolution finally approving and confirming the plan specifications, form of contract and estimate of cost for the wastewater treatment facilities project baseline improvement phase 1. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Dominguez,
Yes.
Parizek,
Yes.
Martinez.
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
McFerren,
Yes.
motion passes 5-0.
We're now to item 5A, report from the city engineer.
Major items I wanna touch on is. We did or the city did receive the contracts and bonds from the contract with Sixth Street yesterday. I'm gonna be working with the contractor to get meetings set up to kind of talk through schedule. It's gonna be a pre-construction meeting, but talk through schedule. Along with the electric utility that's gonna be doing improvements and kind of work through some of those details, and we might be switching the phasing a little bit. To accommodate that, so we'll keep you updated as we go through that process. The other item is we met today to discuss the pool. We'll be working, we got a good game plan put together. I'm gonna be sending the meeting minutes to the city tomorrow. I didn't have time today to get them prepped after the meeting to get them sent over, but the first part is we're putting together a scope and cost to kind of do a condition assessment, and then that's kind of the initial step. And at the next meeting, I think we will be touching on it. Not the next meeting, but the second meeting in April. Be talking through and doing a workshop for the pool. So that's to talk through kind of the scope and the costs associated with that piece of it. And really after the condition assessment, we'll kind of move along there. We want to first get an idea of what are we working with, what could potentially be reused, if anything. I'm not going to sit here and tell you there can be. I don't know at this time. And then what kind of are the next steps moving forward in that process. So the other piece is we are going to work with I'm going to be working with BHMG to kind of go through the bidding process and get that schedule. We kind of got a schedule outline to get that electric utility phase put together and moving forward to bid the electric utility for East 6th Street. So I'm going to help out as much as I can to make sure that process goes smoothly. And then we did meet about the water department to go through the risk and resiliency assessment, and we talked through the next steps for that with the water staff, and we'll be getting a site visit set up with them with one of our operators that's done quite a few of those. He's going to go through that, and we're going to get that updated by June 30th. But we got a good plan. I don't know when that date is. I'm guessing it will be in the next 2 to 3 weeks that we'll get on site to kind of go through that risk and resilience assessment and get that plan updated. The other thing I wanted to note is, as we had submitted the amendment to the water use permit to increase the allocation for water withdrawal to 200 million gallons. However, after doing a deeper review, we decided to match the capacity of what the water plant could produce to get that step done as we were doing the capacity analysis for potential incoming businesses to help we lead as they're going through filtering through and communicating with potential businesses that may come to the city. And I did modify that request to 238 million gallons. So that way we don't have to do it again. And if we do, or if it ever does need to be done in the future, that would indicate that we're probably doing an expansion project for the water plant, which there would be a reason for that at that time. So match what that plant can produce, sending out to the system. And that doesn't necessarily mean the plant can do 238 million gallons. It should clarify that's what we'll be able to produce with the wells. The plant would be roughly 80%, 85 to 8 or 80 to 85% of that, because you have RO reject that is being produced. That's part of that number. So And then the other piece is we are working on getting the easements completed. We're working with the abstractor and Muscatine, and we're getting them done as they get us the deeds to the properties along East Six. So we've gotten a good way along with them. We're just waiting on for more deeds to come through so we can get those easements exhibits prepped and also sent over to the city so you can work with the city attorney to get those agreements completed. So other than that, I don't have a whole lot else at this time.
Are there questions from the council?
Those documents on the back counter for you. Happy birthday. Yeah.
No questions. Thank you. All right, we move on to the city manager.
I just wanted to check with Jason real quick with BAK if there was anything else that you folks had with the wastewater treatment plant stuff other than what we already have on the agenda. Okay, thank you. I just let me just look at my notes here. We had our budget work session on last Saturday. We identified that we had $161,000 gap. And continuing to work on trying to close that gap to balance the budget. Outside of that, just something that you're not gonna vote on, just a recommendation we're waiting on. As Lenny was saying, we had some communications with, I sent an email to VHMG today just to identify a timeline to work from. So that way we can stay in line with our bonding schedule. Because our bonding schedule needs to follow the process with the bid letting on the East Sixth Street project. So I recommended to them that I could speak to council and talk about a special meeting on March 31st at 6:30 just to be able to keep on track with our bonding schedule and get the process for the electric portion of that on track and stay on time as it aligns with we're set to have bond closing on April 23rd. So we should have bid letting and contracts in before that finalization of that bond. And Lenny's he's assisted with with communication, so I just wanted to give you a heads up, that there's a possibility of that. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
that's to set the bid letting date.
Yes.
And the public hearing for the planning inspection. Essentially what you're doing tonight,
Yeah.
so on the wastewater plant, so.
All right.
Thank you, Lenny.
Yeah.
I think that's all I have until we get into the comments.
Okay. Committee reports, we had a fire department meeting on the 9th, and had a discussion about membership of the board. And I think we came to a resolution on that, that one of the members representing the city will be moving out of the city, and so we'll finish out or give a notice that the bylaws require a 60-day notice for resignation. The other, we proposed last council meeting, you may remember that we had a discussion about transferring over one of the ambulances to the agency so that the agency could qualify as a Medicare, Medicaid provider. And there was discussion, and I thought it had some merit to it, of the possibility of transferring both ambulances over and being done with it. That there was feeling, and I concur with this, that it's a bit awkward with one of them being owned by the agency, the other one being owned by the city. The staff, of course, will be city employees until they are transferred over to the new agency. The issue that I've come up with since, and haven't had a opportunity to talk to council member Parizek, is that the feeling is that that would put the city in, if we transferred both over, in the same boat that the agency was, not having a vehicle to provide the services. So I think while the resolution from the board was up to 2 vehicles, we can only transfer one at this time. So we had 4 points that in Lee's letter of things that we ask of the agency in order to transfer the vehicle over to the agency, and all 4 of those were approved by the board. Anything to
No, I
add
think
to
you
what?
captured everything that went on mine, so I don't have anything to add.
Okay. All right, I'm not, and we've had the work session was discussed. I'm not aware of anything else that has occurred. So council reports. Hearing none, we will move on to item number 6A, which is vendor voucher claim list number 1 in the amount of $282,991.22. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and we move to 6B, vendor voucher claim list number 2, Cardinal sign and graphics in the amount of $85. Is there a motion to approve? Motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Is there a request to abstain?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I would like to abstain from this vote.
Okay. All right. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and we will move on to item number 7, which is a time for public comments and correspondence. And it's a time where we allow the public to talk about issues that are not on the agenda. And we ask that folks that want to address the council state their name and address for the record, and keep comments to no longer than 2 minutes. Are there any public comments? Are there any public comments? Are there any public comments? Hearing none, we will move on to council member public comments and correspondence. I'll start with council member Martinez. Okay, council member Shiltz.
I received a few emails regarding our decisions with the pool last meeting and did respond to some of those. I also encouraged everyone to just kind of keep an eye out for agendas when you're curious if there's pool items that will be included, and just to keep sending ideas or thoughts.
Okay. Mayor Pro Tem.
Nothing other than I also received emails on the pool, but that's about it.
Councilmember Dominguez.
Same.
Councilmember Parizek.
Much of the same, but I was also glad to see that the press releases that came out regarding of everything that we discussed and all the conditions of the pool and all that stuff was brought out to the public's view. So I hope that helped a little bit. I mean, still a sticky concern, but we're gonna try to work through it.
I did have a meeting with Jay Simon and with Kelly Morrison. And Mac was present also to talk about the conditions of what we need to be looking at. So the other correspondence that Lee and I received is correspondence from Wanda Dipple. And she has concerns about the use of emergency vehicles when the school district has been using them or sounding them when as a way of showing support for the teams, and so some confusion with that. I will pass her correspondence on over to the fire and rescue agency so that they can address that issue.
Yeah, I mean, just as the mayor's saying, I mean, I believe as it reads, it's not stating that, she's not in support of us celebrating, the academics and the accomplishments. However, maybe just having a scheduled time, because when folks don't know of something going on, then they think that means an emergency or there's something going on that relates to an emergency. And so that was the premise of her communication.
And the last one, I will say too, when I heard all the sirens going off, I thought that something terrible was happening now, rather than a celebration, so. Okay. All right, from the city manager.
The other public comments I've had, I've received correspondence from Mr. Geary. He had some questions regards to the city's fuel purchases, and this is primarily bulk fuel purchases. And I did identify with him that that should be something that's done through a bid process. So I'll be working with our supervisors so we can get the bid process posted on bulk fuel. Then just trying to look through my notes here if I had anything else. Yeah, primarily that and then the silence always hold my time. So I'll come for those comments.
City clerk.
I do not have anything at this time.
Okay. We will move to new business item number 8A, discussion and appropriate action by the City Council of West Liberty, Iowa on celebration banners. And so we start with the discussion, then motion and consent vote. So we have a chamber president here, and maybe that's the first place to start.
Would you want to say something, please? Yes. Okay,
Please.
all right. So one of the things I wanted to tackle this year as the chamber was banners for downtown. They're lacking. And so as I was figuring out ideas and things for that, I was at a meeting with Mark somewhere and he was talking about ideas for the 250th. And then I thought, oh, we could do banners for the 250th. And at some point we joined in on the conversation. So we decided we should put up banners for this is the celebration of the United States 250th anniversary. So I came up with the designs and concepts to bring before you tonight. So that I mean that's kind of where it is right now. I think these would be these would make our town look really nice. And this would be a good way to sort of commemorate this event. Because I believe there's something going on with the heritage, but this would be something that the town could see. And as I've looked into this and I've been working with Cardinal Sign, working with Cliff, I went downtown and counted the banners and figured out how many new poles we needed to replace them because we have a lot of missing poles. We wanted to add a couple more to the poles that are empty in front of what is now the police department. So that we can sort of bring downtown a little more down by the police department and the bank and Liberty Come. So what this would do is this would bring 250th banners all through downtown and down on that portion of Calhoun, along with replacing some of the broken poles. So if you were to approve this, we would go forward with making these. I thought a flag was a cool idea if you're looking at some of the design options, but then as I was thinking about it, I thought that something that, as we are a town with a lot of diversity, that's something the Statue of Liberty really represents. So I put together what a banner could look like with that as well. So you have some decisions in front of you to choose from. There is the option of going between the two, flag, statue, or just sticking with one. It's up to you which ones you think look nice, but I think this would be a nice way for West Liberty to commemorate the 250th. And as I said, the chamber, I will be working this year to come up with banners for all seasons along with these, but these would be our primary banners this season. The hope would be to get them up in springtime, which is coming up, believe it or not, and have these be our main banners for the year. So that's sort of where we stand right now. If you have any questions or anything, please direct them towards me. As I said, I've been working with Cardinal Sign to put together the price tag on what it would be. One of the nice things about doing it this way is that the 250th could be removed from the banners, and if we wanted to use them again, we could put West Liberty instead, so that they would be reusable if we wanted to do that with these banners. So I don't know, is that clear? Or did I make that clear?
Yeah. So council discussion.
I like the for the flag banner, I like the blue 250th because it contrasts with the red in the back, red and
Yeah.
white. And then for the Statue of Liberty, I like the red 250th because it complements that in contrast. Exactly what I was thinking.
So you'd be in favor of alternating them then instead of just going with one? That's kind of what I like too, but
Like it.
Just for confirmation, the city purchases the banners and the city also places the banners, right?
Just on this item, we because it is the 250th celebration, and part of the government being the government entity, but the community, the Chamber of Commerce, based on their fundraising, they're the ones who usually purchase the banners. And this is where, since it is the 250th anniversary, being the government entity, that's a way for us. And then, as in the memo, just identifying local option sales tax because it is in the downtown district and because local option sales tax would be a way to give back to the downtown businesses as a part of their sales. Because our downtown does get recognized, with the flower baskets and the banners that we've had up there and
so yes, the chamber, I am working on a larger project to get grant funding and stuff to get other banners as well. And the flower baskets are coming. I'm talking with the FFA about that. So lots of stuff in the works for that. So, but this is just specifically for the 250th banners right now, is what we're talking about.
The designs are pretty nice. I like the flag and I like the Lady Liberty. It would be nice if there was possibility to reuse them as well. So I would lean more to, does the 250th marker have to be on every single one? Or could we maybe somehow design something where, because we're not going to want to put another 250 banner.
So one of the beauties of being able to design this with Cliff over at Cardinal Design is that we will apply the 250th, and that is vinyl that we can take off when we're done. And we can take that off, and then if we choose to hang them again, we could replace that with West Liberty or something like that in coming years, if we choose to.
And seeing the estimate on the costs, I guess I've never really looked into other graphic design places or anything. Is this, is anyone familiar? Is this like a going rate for the replacement of the hardware, for the banners themselves?
Yes.
For 20 banners, that's actually a really
I
good
was just gonna say,
estimate.
I feel like it's
Yeah.
really under. I mean, even with the chamber, I think in the
I
past it's
I
been-
did look around, and you can look at other places, but we get a pretty good deal doing it this way, along with the attention to detail of having Cardinal in town to do these things. And yes, I mean it all kind of it's all about the same price unless you go super cheap, which we don't want to do. That will make them disappear faster. Part of the hope is with the new brackets we're getting, they're going to be a little different, and we're going to try and pull them a little tauter to make the banners last. And if that works, Chamber is going to try and replace all the brackets with these newer brackets so that our banners will last longer. So the brackets that you're replacing will be newer ones that will help hopefully hold them in place better as well.
And I also further, also members of McFerren's design choices. I like those colors.
Is there other discussions? Use your emotions.
Mayor, I'm gonna go ahead and abstain for this one. I'll motion to approve with the recommendation. Or
So we would do a blend, if I understand your motion
The
correctly.
flag with the blue and then the Statue of Liberty with the red. Yep, is what I got.
Is there a second to Councilmember Dominguez's motion?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there further well, we've had discussion. I'm
And just
sorry.
additional note to state that we would like to have the option to remove the 250
Yes,
updated.
Yep.
Okay, just want to make sure that
we'll make sure of that.
All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and we will move to item 8B, discussion and appropriate action by the city council on sending out an RFP for banking services for the city of West Liberty. So first is discussion, then motion, and then consent vote. With the discussion,
This is our usual RFP for banking that we do in the past. Or is this a little bit more?
so it's an updated request in compliance with what is needed. We have not done an RFP for
banking?
for, I'm gonna say 15 years. So therefore, we're overdue and the clerk, I mean, she can answer the question, but I know she did the work of making sure that we had an RFP that is in compliance and is more current to the needs of banking today.
You guys have any questions for me?
Just for the restrictions on communication, is that just policy for the banks to try to not like persuade the council?
Exactly, that's why you have the correspondence come between essentially your officers or your initiators, and then that is presented during that time. You also have the possibility of bringing those banks in to provide more information for you, and that's one of the items that are within that RFP. If for some reason you have it narrowed down and there's 2 financial institutions and you want them to come in and provide that information, you have that ability so that you're getting it directly from them.
Great, thank you.
is there further discussion? Is there a motion?
I go ahead and make a motion.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. We move to item,
Mayor, I just want to clarify, right now you notice there's no issue date or timeline. That will be something that we're working on next to make sure that we have that brought before you.
thank you.
Yep.
HC, discussion and appropriate action by the city council on sending out an RFP for web site services for the city of West Liberty. So first up is discussion.
Mr. Mayor and Council, the communication specialist Woodson and I have met with our current provider, Big Imprint, and we've communicated to them that we would be doing an RFP. We've identified with our existing company that some of the things that we were looking to update or be able to provide within our website. And we've gotten to the point where we believe in the best interest of public dollars is to move forward with an RFP. So therefore we can have more apples to apples for comparison. And as I stated, we did visit with Big Imprint to make them aware.
Is this gonna possibly improve, like, or reduce the service fee for paying online? Or is that a separate thing?
That's a separate thing.
It's like $10 every time you pay your utility bill with a credit card.
Yeah, so that is the actual processor. So the city doesn't receive any funding from those fees. And again, in our conversations with other companies, and it's a convenience fee essentially.
All right, is there further discussion? Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and we move to 8D, resolution 2026-0317-323, a resolution authorizing the use of preliminary official statement for the sale of general obligation corporate bonds series 2026. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion?
Mr. Mayor and Council, so as we've been discussing, this is the first part of our process in bonding. Is approving the preliminary.
Is there further discussions? Hearing none, the clerk will call the rolls.
Shiltz,
Yes.
Martinez,
Yes.
Dominguez,
Yes.
McFerren,
Yes.
Parizek,
Yes.
motion passes 5-0.
And we are to 8E, Resolution 2026-0317-324, a resolution approving the communications policy for the city of West Liberty. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion?
I did have a question, in 4.2.6 AI use policy, I'm just curious, why it is designated as using Copilot only for all entities?
The Copilot is within our Microsoft Office, and it's a protected service. Anything outside of that would be a third party, and that would have to be reviewed and approved for use. And it has to do with security. So Copilot is the only AI platform that we've approved for internal use. Do you have anything else more to add to that?
Third parties are a big security risk. This was recommended also by Egan, who works in cybersecurity. That's a pretty standard AI policy.
Okay, I wasn't sure, I hadn't seen that before, cause I wasn't sure if it was for, if somebody outside wanted to submit something, they had to do it through Copilot?
So
Is that
this,
correct? Or it's an in-house?
this is an in-house.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
this is an in-house.
Gotcha.
Is there further discussion?
I think it all looks pretty well and it reads pretty well also. Something I felt was missing, I see that all approval and final designation falls on the city manager within this policy. I guess I'd like to see something stated that the city manager will work in communication with city council to update them in cases of communications being sent out or received, or I guess I'd like to see some connection between council and staff, communication staff within.
So, yeah, so from day-to-day management, this is what it's pertaining to. So anything specifically is a directive from mayor and council. So anything on a day-to-day is because it's based on the directive that mayor and council have presented. Day-to-day communications such as emergencies or a public communication. I agree. I mean, those would be things that we would either identify through other policies of how we're going to communicate. But the best way I can answer that is that city manager on a day-to-day basis within the communication, as I oversee the communication specialist and mayor and council, they approve the policies, or you'll give a directive during council meetings is to say specifically that this is how you want communication or you want this platform addressed. Okay. But again, if you would like us to take the policy back and identify that a little more specifically, then we can do that.
Hey, I find like especially when it came to the recent pool discussions, I really appreciated the work done between council and staff and making sure communications built properly and clearly. Oftentimes, I find myself as taking the heat from any communications that any staff may get. So I just always want to make sure that I'm also in the know. Should there be media interviews or anything that takes place, I would like to make sure that I'm notified, council's notified, so we're all aware. Look out for it, and it's kind of all I go in there.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
So a bigger part of this I was gonna say the bigger part of this policy is mayor and council, you're identifying who's providing that communication. So it's streamlined. So It's also that there's a consistency of message or consistency of information. There's a liability that can fall back on mayor and council for communication that's had outside of what has been, stated. I'm trying to find the best words to explain, from a communication platform.
Putting it all together.
Yeah, so I mean, our position and even as a city manager's position would be absolutely with these things, is providing you through reports or providing you through an email saying, we're going to be addressing this. And again, I would say coming back to during our meetings, if you're directing and mayor and council as a whole is directing, I mean, that's driving a bigger part of what's in communication. Yeah, hopefully I answered that question. It's, I mean, the bigger part of it is just making sure that we have a consistent and we have, a compliant communication process.
And that was my thoughts. I like the structure of it. I just wanted to make sure that the rest of it all.
Yeah, but again, I mean, if there's additionally, what can be done is you can create an administrative policy under this. And in that administrative policy, that's where you can talk more about procedural. And we could break it down into more of an administrative policy as to what you're saying, where staff and even the city manager under mayor and council, there's some procedural steps that you would like to identify. And that is in pertaining to making sure that if communications are going up, the communication specialist is emailing or the city manager is communicating to mayor and council on, what mayor and council specifically identify as warrants wanting immediate, notification of those things. Just the day-to-day stuff or general stuff or informative stuff, maybe not so much, but again, that may be something that's directed by you that you want to see some type of educational or, those types of things. So we can talk about an administrative procedure within that too.
If it helps, that is something that I have been working on and am currently working on. If the policy is approved, we are working on a procedural packet basically for me, for staff, for council, alongside cheat sheets for all of you of how to address things, what to do with media contacts, doing stuff like that.
I think that, I had a lot of, first of all, Brittany, this is awesome. You did a really good job. And also somebody who's done this too and has had feedback. I see specifically when we're talking about when council speaks to the media or speaks, they're representing the city. I've seen like the other side of that where council members said, I don't represent the city, I represent my constituents. And so sometimes it's when you're in a tough spot, when maybe if it's when you don't agree with the mayor or the council or what have you. I mean, as part of like some of the groups that I've been a part of just in the last 5 years, I've learned sometimes council members are brutal. They'll put out an opinion against their colleagues and, and that is 100% because they have to represent the people who, they represent. And I see this as being very, very helpful. I think that the communications person 100% can be a good resource, especially in those cases where you might disagree, but you don't want to, be the bad seed of the group. How do I communicate a difference of opinion? I mean, that to me would be 100% where you could come in and advise and things like that, which I know you're capable of doing. It's really tough. But when I read some of the things in here saying, you represent the city and things like that, as someone who lives in West Liberty, who voted for us, it might mean like, what do you mean? Like they represent me. And sometimes you have to say really hard things that might be against the city because that's our job to do the checks and balances and things like that. So those are just my initial thoughts. I think this is, like I said, a really, really good and very thorough policy. And I commend you for putting it together and all the work that you've been working on for this, but I do think there needs to be a little bit more additional care when talking about things, because we just don't want people to be like, but in your policy, it says, you know. So that's my thoughts. And then also like the ADA stuff, I don't know if we had ADA in there, I skimmed through it, tried to look, but we do have something in
We did.
April.
Yep.
Oh, we do, okay.
Yeah, because of the new compliance.
Yes,
Yeah.
perfect. I just wanted to make sure that was in there, because
Yep.
when I went through it before, I must have skipped over it,
But
but
I thought,
It's also included in our RFP for our website too.
Perfect,
yeah.
They're going to go through, whoever we go with is going to go through and help me get everything.
It's a big
social
job.
media wise and everything.
that's what I was
Like,
thinking. I know you'd addressed it.
to also address the, are you representing the city versus constituents? There is a First Amendment clause in there. Obviously, when you're representing yourself or your constituents, you can say that. But it has to be on personal platforms. And a personal opinion. There's a difference between that and posting like on the city page.
oh, okay. I see
So
what
if
you're
you're
saying.
if you're posting in
Yep,
official
and that
photos,
makes complete sense.
then it would be representing the city. But I do have that in there.
Perfect, thank you.
And just as you're saying to me, Dana, I think that kind of helps me better understanding, you know, again, with Councilmember Shiltz. You know, again, it's, you know, if we put publication out there, you know, that's council as a whole. That might not have necessarily been your vote or your position, but that's the communication as a council as a whole, or as the representative of the entities as we're communicating with things, so.
Great, thank you.
I would imagine, there's gonna I mean, what we did is we're updating this because the previous communication had some. Things in there that did not align with, especially with city staff. And
Yeah.
so we needed to correct that, and then AI. Also was that needed to be identified because that's becoming more and more, especially with staff inside too, it's monitoring, making sure they're not activating other, you know, software programs and things. And so this way we can say, no, this is the software that's been, you know, if it's approved, then that's the software that we can utilize it because it's a part of our Microsoft. Okay.
So we have a motion on the floor, a motion and second on the floor. Was there a request to modify the? Okay, all right, is there further discussion? Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll.
McFerren,
Yes.
Parizek,
Yes.
Dominguez.
Yes.
Martinez,
Yes.
Shiltz.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
We're now to 8F, resolution 2026-0317-325, a resolution awarding contract to Triple D Construction for the East 6th Street reconstruction project from Columbus Street to Court Street in the city of West Liberty. Is there a motion to approve?
I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to approve resolution.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Martinez,
Yes.
Parizek,
Yes.
Dominguez.
Yes.
McFerren,
Yes.
Shiltz.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
We're now to 8G, resolution 2026-0317-326, a resolution to approve pay estimate number 3 from Northway Well and Pump Company for the well number 2 improvement phase 1 project for retainage and project closeout in the city of West Liberty. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion?
Do you actually see a closure on little number 2?
That's what my question was. Does this mean we're gonna be done with it?
Yes.
Okay, and everything is checks out above board and everything.
Yes. All next council meetings will be official.
I'm bringing a cake.
We're not saying that there won't be ongoing conversation about well number 2. I don't want to burst your bubble, but I'm saying as far as the rehab project, this is closing it up.
Now we're just working on getting it from designated as an emergency to active.
Yeah. All right, is there further discussion? Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Shiltz,
Yes.
McFerren,
Yes.
Dominguez,
Yes.
Parizek,
Yes.
Martinez,
Yes.
motion passes 5-0.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, I think they have to give themselves a round of applause because
The
we
council,
never thought we were gonna see the end of that project. It's sorry, I just.
no, that's good. 8H, resolution 2026-03-017, excuse me, 2026-0317-327. A resolution for the city of West Liberty, Iowa, in support of the approval and adoption of the Muscatine County multi-jurisdiction local hazard mitigation plan. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion?
Nobody just looking at our opportunity to,
Yes.
and, for West Liberty, we did include, storm shelter.
Yeah.
So I would, we'll definitely work with, Brittany on getting this posted on our website, so our residents can also view that, West Liberty's plan.
Is there further discussion?
I'm curious, does this also like give an outline in the event of like communication breakdown where we would be able to go to administer or
This is a countywide.
countywide, okay.
Yeah, and now it's with that, then as this is gonna allow us then
to
say.
do all the- Okay, got it.
Is there further discussion? Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll.
Martinez,
Yes.
Parizek,
Yes.
McFerren,
Yes.
Dominguez,
Yes.
Shiltz,
Yes.
motion passes 5-0.
We're at 8I, and check to see if everyone's okay with setting the date for the budget amendment on April 7, 2026 at 6:30 PM. That is a regular council meeting. So is that okay?
Yes.
All right. We're now then to 8J, which is preview of the April 7th council meeting. And the city manager and I went over several things. I remember that we're having a child abuse awareness proclamation and a junior achievement proclamation. Last time we did the junior achievement proclamation, Scarlett, Shari's daughter, was here for that. So we'll do those, and I don't remember the other items that we talked about.
The public hearing now that you reviewed
Yes.
that. And then, just to, again, mark your calendars and, we'll keep you posted about the March 31st special meeting. Again, that would be just one item and it wouldn't take us long. And we would keep it at 6:30 would be our proposed, so it stays in line with what your meeting times are.
Inquiry, are you a student?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I've offered photographs in the past as further evidence that you sat through a council meeting. So we could do that as soon as we adjourn if you'd like. Okay, all right. So that brings us to item number 9, which is adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? Second. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it and are adjourned.